Hi, my name is Austin Ogroski, and for my final project, I'm going to do a video about a sustainability plan for my household. So, the first thing I'm going to be talking about in my video is actually LED light bulbs. So here in my house, my family has pretty much all of just the normal light bulbs, which are incandescent, which are great. But I decided to replace all of these lights with LED, which use considerably less energy. In fact, the annual energy consumption of an LED light bulb is 30 times less than the normal incandescent light bulb. So not only does it save you a bunch of energy, it's good for the environment, but it also saves a bunch of money. And in a study done by the Energy Department, which factored in transportation and manufacturing and all of that stuff, LEDs actually have the least amount of environmental impact out of all of the different light bulbs. So obviously these LED light bulbs, they can last anywhere from 10 to 20 years, while just a normal, your cheapo light bulb probably will last about 1 to 5 years. And so you're using less light bulbs, they may cost a little bit more, but they use a lot less energy, and you have to replace them a lot less often. So in the average home, the light provides for about 20% of all of your energy consumption. But if I were to switch to all LED light bulbs, which I'm planning to over time as these light bulbs fade, then that number can actually be reduced to 5% of all energy consumption used by my lighting. So the next thing I'm going to be talking about is showers. So obviously showers use a lot of water. In fact, showers are responsible for about 17% on average of the amount of water that is used by a home in America. And so obviously that's a lot of water that is being used every year, and the average shower head is going to pump out about 2.5 gallons of water per minute. So what I decided to do was go out and get myself a water saving shower head. Okay, like I said, the average usually pumps out about 2.5 gallons per minute, but the ones with this little water sense stamp, they have to pump out at least under 2. This one, I believe, does 1.5 gallons per minute. So that's a gallon of water per minute. And so I did the math, and by using this shower head on the water saving mode, I can actually save 1,825 gallons of water per year just by using this shower head. So like I said, it's not anything extreme, but that's a lot of water that I'm saving just by using this shower head. All right, so the next thing I'm going to be talking about is recycling, which is pretty obvious. We've all heard about it. We all know what it is, and most of us do it already, which my family already does. We already recycle. But I put up some reminders and a poster I put over here above our trash can, just to remind my family about what can and can't be recycled. Obviously, we have paper, metal, cardboard, plastic, and glass. These are all things that we know that we can recycle, but just a reminder, and it's right above my trash can. It's also above our recycling bin, just so that we can remind ourselves about everything that should be recycled. And then I've also been telling them and reminding them, if I see them about to throw something away, I can tell them, hey, check the poster first, make sure that that can't be recycled or it can be recycled. So just little reminders like that to my family about recycling. And also I did some research, and the recycling industry creates 757,000 jobs every year according to the EPA, and $36.6 billion in revenue. So as a class, we've been talking about the triple bottom line, which is people, planet, profit. And so obviously the jobs that goes into people and the profit that goes into all the revenue that's being created through the industry. So you can clearly see that recycling is a very viable option, a very good choice, and a very good way to be sustainable and also contribute to the triple bottom line. And lastly, I'm just going to be talking about different ways to kind of reduce the impact that I have, reduce the amount of paper and plastic that we use. So you can see here I've got all my different bottles that I can use, and containers for water or coffee or whatever. And we've got plenty in our house to make sure that no one really has to use plastic water bottles as much. And then I also got, just like Chad was talking about, I've got my own fork spoon combo that I can take with me to Chipotle or wherever I may go. Just to make sure that, it may seem like little steps and it may seem like not much, but still it's one fork, it's one spoon that I'm able to reduce the use of. And then I've also placed these all over my house. It says conserve energy, please turn it off, all around all my light switches, just to remind everyone that, when you're not using the light, when you don't need it, just turn it off. Just another way to conserve energy. So in conclusion, today I talked about my sustainability plan for my house and the things that I have already implemented and I'll continue to implement. The first being about LED light bulbs and just all the energy that I can conserve that way, and just begin to replace all of the dying light bulbs in my house with that. Next, I talked about water conservation and my shower head that I got that can save almost 2,000 gallons of water a year just for my showers, let alone my family's showers. And next I talked about recycling, which we already do, but I've been pushing more and more in my house, just making little reminders. And then lastly, I just talked about reducing and several different ways, like reusable water bottles, a reusable fork spoon combo that I got off Amazon, only $4. And then I also talked about just reducing the amount of energy we use by turning off the lights when we're not using them. And I placed little reminders by every light switch in my house. So that is my conservation and sustainability plan for this class. That's what I've got.